Vic at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
All chiefed up.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, we're back with another podcast for that ass. We're live today. We're coming from you in the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We're in Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Steve's in an Airbnb. As you can tell, our walls are different. Our lighting is different. Steve is so angry today.
Yeah, I'm cramped up here. This is weird. It's all right. I'm all good.
Hey, look, it's a good day in the kingdom. It's a good day in the kingdom when our boy Harrison Butker gets a contract extension, baby. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Steve. He got paid.
He got paid a lot. The highest contract
is,
for a kicker in the damn NFL, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. It's saying it's up to $25.6 million over 4 years, includes $17.75 million guaranteed, and extends Butker as a Chief through the year 2028. So I'm loving it, baby. I'm loving it.
Well, he's got the biggest balls of any kicker I've ever seen in my life. He's literally won us 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love Harrison Butker, and, you know, despite all the BS controversy which was just fabricated throughout the offseason with his speech and all that, like, Harrison Butker is a stand-up guy. He has good values, and, I mean, he's just a good person. You don't have to worry about him, and he's a hell of a player, man. He's always locked in and focused, and he just does his job. He does it well, and he has ice-cold blood in his veins, Mike.
He does, dude. I'm a big fan of Butker. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's locked up. He deserves to be the highest paid kicker. Let's be honest. Justin Tucker, in my opinion, is being surpassed. He's being surpassed by none other than Harrison Butker.
He has been. I think Harrison Butker was the best kicker in the league last year. I think that Justin Tucker stuff's old news, man.
Dude, and not to mention, look, Butker would never be so stupid to poke the bear pregame in an AFC championship game. If Butker goes out and does that next year and we was to get beat, can him, okay? But he's not as stupid to do that. He's not as stupid to do that as Justin Tucker, okay?
Right.
Justin Tucker's ridiculous.
Yeah, but absolutely love it. Glad that they locked up Butker. They got a lot more to do, man. Looking at look at Creed Humphrey. We've heard that rumor from Pretty Ricky, and normally he's right about things, but he did pull it down from Twitter, so I'm not sure about that. But they also have Trey Smith get locked up, Nick Bolton. There's several guys that they have to look at next. I think Butker was a good starting point. I mean, you want a guy like Butker on your team. Like,
right.
You've seen what he's been able to do the last few years. Even when he was hurt, Mike, he reset the way he kicked the football, and he has struggled for like a few weeks, and then he was right back in it and won you a Super Bowl. So, I mean, this guy is a beast. Definitely a piece that you have to have on the team. So I like it. It's crazy because it's just a kicker, right? It's like, oh, big whoop, they signed a kicker. But Butker's like an integral piece to this team. I mean, when you have to have the points, you don't have to worry with him. It's like,
right.
You never do. Like, did you ever feel nervous on any of his kicks in the Super Bowl?
No, not really. The worst you ever feel with Butker, in my opinion, is maybe on extra points here and there. He had that little blip on the radar with the extra points for a few times. Remember, they said Dustin Colk would come out and said somebody's not holding the ball right. We had all that shenanigans.
Slap nut.
But yeah, back to what you said earlier, Brett Veach is now, like we said this, with that 13 to 15 million that he had sitting there, it wasn't burning a hole in his pocket. He didn't go out and pull the trigger on a washed-up left tackle. He's going to let Wanya and he's going to let Kingsley battle it out. He didn't go pull the trigger on a stupid wide receiver we didn't need because why? We're already 10 deep right now. And by the way, let the young guys play. Like, we don't need that. If MVS gets cut, so be it. I don't want him back over here.
Who the hell would want him back?
Quit spending money. We've already got the best roster. Let the guys gel. Take this money and get a head start on next year. And we've been saying this, and this is what Brett's doing. He's following. He started with Butker. We just seen today that they're probably going to try to lock up Creed. They're probably going to try to lock up Trey Smith within the next few weeks to months. That was a rumor that come out today. So I think they're just trying to get it going. And, of course, Nick Bolton is another piece they're probably going to look at paying. Somebody may get left out. They really might, unless Brett Veach can pull some wizardry. But if anybody can do it, Brett Veach can.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So appreciate you guys being here. Gonna celebrate having Butt Kicker around for 4 more years. What was it? Was it 4 years? Like 26 or well, I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was here. I'll read it to you
26.5 million.
25.6 million over 4 years,
Kinda backwards.
17.75 guaranteed.
Yeah, but we got him for 4 more years, baby. That's all that matters. We don't have to worry about our kicker. Let's just say that. But appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button for us real quick if you can, get this out to more people. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet and you're a Chiefs fan, don't be a slap nut. Hit the freaking subscribe button because this is the best Chiefs content out there. And we're constantly doing it. Like Mike said, we are in Kansas City at the moment. We're in Airbnb, so we have like a makeshift setup going on right now. Obviously, Mike had got the sweet spot. But just know how the audio and stuff is because I have no idea. I just want to make sure you can hear both of us and we both sound like we're equal volumes, so we're not annoying you. But yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure. We just had to get on here and talk about Butker. We mentioned we've been driving all day. We left at 6 a.m. We've been driving all day. We rolled in about 3 o'clock. We checked into the Airbnb. We're in this nice townhouse or whatever. We're somewhere in Blue Springs, okay? And it's going to be a good time. Tomorrow we're going to be at camp bright and early. We're going to leave. We're going to ride up to St. Joseph. We're going to have camp. We got a lot of meetings. Tomorrow night we may check out a Royals game. And then Wednesday we're doing Chew with the Crew 2 at Zarda, 7 to 9 p.m. So if you want to come out to that and you're in the area, please do. It's free. You don't need a ticket. Come in, have some food, hang out with us. We're going to have posters. We'll sign them. We'll take pictures, do whatever you guys want. We'll talk. We'll shoot the crap for a couple hours. It's going to be a good time. Come meet all the ACU crew. I highly recommend it, man. Good people.
For sure. It was a lot of fun last year, so I'm pretty excited about it. But you know what's not very exciting? I haven't slept in like 48 hours now.
Right.
So that's not exciting. I'm too old for that. But if you didn't catch our video that dropped earlier today, make sure to go watch that one. That's what I was up all night editing.
Oh, yeah.
Before we left to drive here.
Go watch that so Steve didn't sacrifice sleep for nothing.
I did. And then Mike rented the tiniest car of all time, and I am 6'3".
I mean, what am I going to do? They give it to me, right?
He asked for the littlest car they had, I think. He's like, what's the tiniest car you got? I'll take it.
I said, look, 2 clowns trying to drive out to KC. Give us the clown car, baby. and whatever. It's not the worst car it's ever had. It's a Toyota. You can't beat it. No Japanese piece of machinery, Steve. You can't beat it. I don't know what to tell you.
Good grief. Yeah, man, but super excited about the team as a whole. Like we've talked about before, I think that they have upgraded the entire roster from last season. And I think even 2 seasons ago, I think this roster is better than that Super Bowl winning team as well. So very, very excited. And now Brett Veach is starting to make those moves that they're not like fancy. It's nothing crazy, but he's locking up the guys that he needs to lock up long term. Because, I mean, you got to be looking forward right now. Like after back-to-back Super Bowl wins, 3 in 5 seasons, you have the best quarterback to ever play football. Now's the time to strategize about how you're going to build this roster for longevity and to continue a dynasty. And you saw like the Patriots method, which is similar to what Brett Veach is doing, which would stay younger, don't pay guys too much. Just stay on course, do what you got to do. Brett Veach is doing that so far. He's not made any of the splash moves we've all wanted him to make. He's drafting well. He's built the defense up. The defense is excellent. I think even without Snead, we're going to have a top 5 defense by year's end. I don't know, man. I just think we're in a really good spot. I'm excited to go to camp tomorrow and see what they got cooked up. Andy's going to be out there. I wonder if he's going to have Gruden with him again.
I don't know. If you guys have been watching any camp news today, Gruden was in the house again. And our video talked about this. And me and Steve were under the assumption, and by the way, this doesn't prevent you from going to watch it, so please go do. We're under the assumption that we don't think he's going to be offered a job here because where would he really fit in? Like, Steve, the narrative I'm seeing all day and everywhere is like, well, they're trying to put Nagy on the hot seat. That is not it. I don't know who said that, but why do we always have to have some slap nut saying something stupid? And then everybody just echoes it like they're in a giant cave somewhere.
Right.
Like, come out of your cave and go touch grass. That's not what's happening. Like, if he comes on this team, Steve, it's like an advisor role, in my opinion. And I just still don't see it. I don't see it. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it. Brett Veach and Andy Reid may be trying to help an old friend out. I just don't see them doing it.
I don't know either. I don't think that Matt Nagy was as big of a problem last year as Chiefs Kingdom led him out to be, like kind of made him out to be, I should say. Like the offense was stagnant, and I don't think it was because of play calling all the way. There was some bad play calling, don't get me wrong.
It was about the lack of talent in the wide receiver room.
Right.
That was it.
They were very limited on what they could do. And then on top of that, like Big Red is an offensive genius. Like, do not mistake this, but if Big Red is the head coach of the team, he's calling most of the offense. I would guarantee you. He's gonna allow Nagy to call plays. He's gonna allow Bieniemy when he was here to call plays. But when it really boils down to it, last word is Big Red. And I mean, I think last year
wasn't that the narrative when you come out and said, "Look, Bieniemy might be calling bad plays. Bieniemy's not running the ball enough. Bieniemy's not doing this." The narrative was Andy Reid calls the plays. What are you talking about? And then last year when we struggled, everybody wanted to get rid of Nagy, and we were like, "I thought Andy Reid called the plays."
Definitely
Which one is it?
It's definitely a team effort, and I'm sure Mahomes and people like Kelsey that's been there a long time, they all have a chip in. You know, they get a say in what plays they're running. There are times we saw at the end of the Buffalo game, the 13-second game, that was kind of all orchestrated by Kelsey and Mahomes just on the fly. So, I mean, they do things like that. Last year was a very stagnant offense, and I think it bugged Andy Reid as much as it bugged me and you, Mike. And it bugged everybody in the chat as well. And I think they're frustrated with it. And I don't think it fell on one guy's shoulders. I don't think it was Nagy's fault. I don't think it was Reid's fault. I think it was collectively the team wasn't built that well on offense last year. Like too much was put on Patrick Mahomes' shoulder to pull a rabbit out of a hat. And you just can't do that all the time in the NFL.
Right. It wasn't Connor Embry's fault either. That poor dude got just pushed under the bus. Ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. This guy had not had a coaching role like that ever. It's his first year, and they gave him that piece of crap receiving core. Come on.
Right. But if he's bad, then you got to give him the good too. So does he get any credit for Rashee Rice having a nice year, the best years any rookie in the Andy Reid offense more than likely as a receiver? Like maybe you got to go back to Deshaun Jackson to find somebody that produced as well. And he probably outdid him, to be honest. So, I mean, it just – everybody's always looking for somebody to throw under the bus. I understand it. But, yeah, man, this is a big day for Butker and a big day for the Chiefs, and I'm pumped about it.
Dude, Butker earned every penny of it. He really did.
Yeah, man. Butker is that dude. I think he's it's good to have him locked up now. Like, we have that going. Look, they got rid of Tommy Townsend last year because he was wanting a decent contract. I don't think Tommy Townsend was trying to get, like, Butker money. But they knew that Butker was the priority. And so that's why Tommy had to walk.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love Tommy Townsend, but when you have somebody like Matt Araiza out there for grabs and you got him for cheaper, he's just as good of a punter as Tommy Townsend.
Bombing, dude. You should see some of the footage he got in camp today. Like, this dude's hanging it in the air 65 and 70 yards.
I mean, everyone knows how good of a punter he is. I mean, his freaking nickname's the punt god. Everybody knows he just had all that trouble where he was falsely accused of stuff.
And you suck, like, that might be the stupidest marketing plan ever. Yeah. Like, you can't suck and be the punt god, right?
Yeah, Ray Mike rented a Mini Cooper, damn it. A little Fiat. No, I'm just kidding. It's a smart car. I had to cram in behind the...
No.
No, but John Clifford, he said, are you guys going the right direction? Should have been there already. We're already here, man. We already been in KC. We went and had some lunch at LC's. Let me tell you something. LC's is...
Yeah, we need to talk about LC's, guys.
Let's talk about LC's for 2 seconds.
You guys said LC's is a top place to try, so we went and tried it out.
Yeah, you always hear LC's like it's the dirtiest place. It's not the cleanest. It's like real, whatever.
It's a hole in the wall. You can't find no places.
But that's where the good food's at, right? And let me tell you something.
We tried it,
and you guys were right. LC's had some good food.
It's pretty good. We enjoyed. I mean, we got fries. We got baked beans. They were both marvelous. Baked beans were some of the best baked beans I've had in Kansas City area. Let's be honest. It's right up there with some of the best.
Right.
The burnt ends were good sometimes.
Well, here's the thing. So the burnt ends was the worst thing that we purchased. But what's crazy is just the sliced pork sandwich from LC's is freaking immaculate. Like
that thing was a 5-star sandwich.
Like, it's crazy because, we talk about good sandwiches when we're in KC, like the Z-Man or the burnt end burger at Q39 and just different sandwiches like that. That one held its own, and it was strictly just freaking sliced pork on white bread, dude.
And they may have put a little bit of sauce on it, but it did not need to be slathered in sauce. It was awesome. It was worth going just for that.
Yeah.
But I will say, on a scale from 1 to 10 now as the full restaurant,
let's rank it.
It's up there. I would say it's probably it's a solid 7 in my opinion.
7,
yeah, it's somewhere right in that region. So it's between a 7 and an 8. And to be honest, I would go back and try more stuff, right?
Oh, for sure. The wings looked really good, but
the wings looked marvelous, but can't be dropping $200 on lunch.
Back to football, though. I see a lot of people say they don't mind Gruden and stuff like that. I have no qualms with Gruden, and we talked more about this in the video that we released today. So if you haven't watched that, you can go watch it after we get done with this live stream or whatever. If you're just chilling later tonight, go watch that thing. Hit the like button for us. Leave a comment. But we talk a lot about the Gruden thing in that. But just in short, though, like, I don't have a problem with it either. Like, I understand there was some BS with Gruden about some emails and some dumb stuff like that. It's like, okay, I don't agree with anything that he said in those emails. I don't even remember what he said. It could have been wrong. That's fine. But it's no different to me than the Butker situation where the craziest thing is Butker didn't say anything wrong, but he still got attacked. But like, even if they did, it's like, nobody's perfect. Like, it wasn't that crazy. He didn't kill anybody. Like Gruden's been in the football game a long time. He's got a lot of knowledge when it comes to football.
Gruden's smart at the game.
Could only be an asset to the team, bro.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know if he's going to get a job. I honestly just think he's in town. He's visiting. Maybe he's doing something. He didn't have a camera crew with him or nothing, though, did he? So, I mean,
right.
He's not really filming or anything for nothing.
Melissa wants to know if she or if you think that he's working with receivers, possibly. I know you tend to think he's more of like a quarterback type coach.
Well, yeah, because he did Gruden's QB camp. He had that show on ESPN, right? And he always used to do that. But,
right.
I mean, he could be working with receivers. Gruden, I don't think Gruden knows the Andy Reid offense inside and out enough to step into practice now and be that.
There's not really any openings for a person of John Gruden's caliber.
Right. In my opinion, Gruden offers more instead of an X's and O's type thing because, again, I don't think he knows the offense inside and out. He's not worked with the staff. I think that he's more there for, hey, this is how you approach the game. This is some subtleties in running routes, possibly. This is how you set up a receiver. This is how you set up a DB. He can provide stuff like that. I honestly don't think they're going to offer him anything. I just don't. I just think he's out there just to do whatever. And, of course, people love blowing things out of proportion.
Yeah, I think so, too, man. Kylie says you need Slapnut on a shirt. It is on a shirt, brother. You can go over to merch.allchiefedup.com. There's a shirt on there. It says, don't be a slap nut.
Don't be a slap nut.
Don't be a slap nut. Go grab that bad boy. It's over there. Slap Nut Nation, John Clifford says. Once again, appreciate you guys being here. If you don't mind, take 2 seconds, hit that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, like it, share it. If you're watching on X, repost that thing out to more people. Let's grow the crew, man. It's a good time to be a Chiefs fan. And who better to chase the three-peat with all season long than all chiefed up, baby, because they're going to have the most fun right here.
Yeah, we're going to do it right this year. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a fun year. I think it's going to be a very positive season. Like, I'm hoping we don't have as many highs and lows. Highs are fine. I don't want the lows. Like, last year we went through a lot of lows. It felt dire at times, but I think they figured it out. I mean, when you got Mahomes rocking with you and you got Andy there.
That was kind of our sentiment the whole season, was like, everybody got to chill a little bit because.
But I mean, if they would have went in and laid an egg in the playoffs first round, it may not have been that much of a surprise to a lot of people.
No, but
it was a wild season. It was a wild season.
It still would have been somewhat surprising because our sentiment the entire time was, even when they were having their down games, was if this team makes it to the playoffs, it's absolutely possible for a team with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Andy Reid as their head coach to reel off 4 games in a row and win a Super Bowl. That was never a question.
No, you just had to get to the dance. That's all you had to do.
And, it's funny because it's kind of like poetry in motion, man. Like, they lost key games and they got themselves in a funk and they didn't get the bye. And they had a gauntlet to go through in the playoffs to win the Super Bowl on a down year. And they did the damn thing on the road.
Mark, you're right,
when
man.
they kept telling Mahomes can't win on the road. He's never won on the road. And he went out there and literally just shut everybody up, bro.
For sure.
I thought, like, last year, even though at times the team was frustrating during the season, I feel like that Super Bowl, that one tasted just as good as 54.
Yeah. Steve Mark from Facebook, man, he said it turned out like a prime rib, even though it started like a soup sandwich.
Let's go.
I mean, that's it. But the Super Bowl was a microcosm of the season. There was some scoring, then there was a huge drought, and it felt like we couldn't do much. And the defense kept us in the game, and then the offense produced when it needed to. At the very end, it got us where we needed to go because they put the ball in the hands of Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes delivered. Mahomes is that guy because he's the greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Chiefs face says we are getting this three-peat going undefeated.
What about it, Mike? What do you think? Well, just since he has a segue here, guys, and we haven't done it yet, we've partnered up with BetUS for this season, and they actually sent the odds over for a perfect season if you get off the MVP winner. The Chiefs plus 3,000 to go perfect. So, hey, that's pretty decent odds. And now it does make me think that they think the Chiefs could do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, plus 3,000. I feel like it could be a lot higher than that. But either way, get over to bet.us. You can hit the link down in our description. They're matching up to 125% of your deposit right now, up to $2,000. So get to BetUS, sign up, bet on the Chiefs to go undefeated. Why the heck not?
For sure, man. Get that deposit. Get that in there. Sign up. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you. Appreciate BetUS.
We're going to be over there doing it. We're going to be doing it. So you might as well.
I'm putting it down on that one. Look, dude, I'm putting it down too on this one. I'll bring this one up too. Mahomes plus 500 on the MVP winner.
Man, you put $1 down. That's an easy 500.
Look, take
that's
that
easy money.
Take
easy
that
money.
Patrick Mahomes.
They ranked him as the number 4 player in the league. He is pissed. He's going scorched earth, and he's got the best offense he's had in the Mahomes era. Like, dude.
Yeah, I don't think plus 500 is $500 for $1, though.
It's not.
But thanks for getting them all horned. I think it's going to be $5 per dollar. But, hey, it's still free money, baby. Go put that one on there because Patrick Mahomes is about to go ape. Can't wait for that one. But, yeah, man, appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button. Get this out to more people. Hit that share button. Appreciate you guys being here. If you're watching on X, if you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you guys. Get some questions in, get some comments, and let's interact a little bit, baby.
Yep. Godly Warrior asked, did y'all change the logo? We just changed the colors of the logo. Like, it's weird because it was black and white, and obviously that's not Chiefs colors. But I was really surprised at how many people couldn't put 2 and 2 together. That a logo that says KC that kind of looks like an arrowhead and a channel called All Chiefed Up was not a Chiefs channel because it was not red and gold. It's wild, dude. But like we went ahead and changed it, and I think it's for the better. It does look better, in my opinion.
It looks good. And I think it's where it needs to be. The red and gold, forget the black and white. It's too close to the Raiders.
We don't want to be anywhere close to those slap nuts over there in Vegas. That's for sure.
Right. What do we got here?
We're going to be cut. We don't know. We'll get to that in a second, Mark. I'm sorry. We got a 20 bomb from our boy Ty.
Let's go.
Says, hey, family, popping in to say hi real quick. Got to get my lawn mowed. Looking forward to the Mazarda meetup with you guys. Be safe on your trip here. Also, so happy we took care of Butker.
For sure.
Absolutely, dude. Ty, you're a legend. Thanks for the 20, my man. I can't wait to see you again. It was a fun time last year. And if any of you guys want to come out, Mike mentioned it earlier, Chew with the Crew 2 is happening Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time at Zarda in Blue Spring. So come out, hang out, have a good time. And also, if you're going to be at camp tomorrow, we'll be there. So if you want to come talk to us or whatever, if you see us there, don't be afraid to say hi. We're just a couple of slap nuts out there. That's
just a couple of slap nuts being a bunch of slap nuts. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It'll be fun. By the way, we're going to have a lot. I've already know there's a few ACU crew going to be out there roaming around. I think Ty's coming. I think our girl Trish, who's been with us forever, she's going to be there. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. If you see us, come hang out. We'll probably be taking videos and doing stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. Mark from Facebook. Let's go. I'm glad that we have some Facebook watchers finally. Facebook's been hiding us like we're part of the plague or something. They're like, don't let no one see it. But okay, here we go. He says, which receiver is going to be cut? So there's going to be a lot of receivers cut. I get it.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean by the question. Let's take the premise that they're going to take 7 again. I think they have so much talent that at first I thought they would just take 6, but I think they may go ahead and just take 7. I don't know how you can cut any more of these dudes. Like these receivers are dogs out there right now.
Well,
like they are playing lights out.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like I love what Nico's brought to the table. Nico Armijo, he's a little spark plug. He's a good football player. Justin Ross, I like what he can do. I like his ceiling. Both the guys have struggled with injuries early in their career. They're both UDFAs. But let's be serious, Mike. The way the Chiefs work, the way Brett Veach builds this roster, and the way Andy picks his players, I would not be surprised whatsoever if they go with 7 receivers and you have Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and then
They're
for
locks.
the last 4, he goes ahead and takes what's familiar. He goes ahead and goes with the guys that knows the offense. He goes with Mecole Hardman. He goes with Justin Watson, Skyy Moore, and Kadarius Toney. Do not be surprised if that's your 7 receivers on this team.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Now, I do think Justin Ross has played well enough to make a roster spot.
I think Nico has too, if you're just going by what
Nico
they've been able to
has
do
too.
in camp. But the problem is with Nico, we only got to see him in short action in preseason last year before he got hurt, which he did perform well. Justin Ross, he always is good at camp for the last 2 years, and it's not really translated.
Well, look, I think Justin Ross was starting to get a little bit of steam when it come to snap count. And then, of course, he got in that off-field trouble, and it kind of just derailed his season. It just ruined it. So I think if that wouldn't have happened, you may have seen a different Justin Ross last year. So the way he's looked in camp, the way they're starting to use him in the red zone, they're pairing him up in the red zone with Jared Wiley, Rashee Rice, some of the bigger body wide receivers. They're letting them go up, and they're letting Patrick throw the ball up. That's what we're seeing this year. Patrick is throwing that fade ball, and Justin Ross is flat out destroying it. The other day, the only person to break it up in a half hour of football was Jaden Hicks, and that's because the pass was underthrown a little bit by Carson Wentz. So Justin Ross has been eaten. Justin Ross could make the team. Nico could very well make the team. But who would you take off? Are you going to take off Justin Watson, or are you going to take off Mecole Hardman? I personally think both of those guys could go, and we could go younger. But also, if you want to take off Kadarius Toney and you want to take off Skyy Moore, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be that upset over it.
I'm not going to be upset about any combo.
I think Skyy Moore should get another year. But at the end of the day, if Andy Reid looks at Skyy Moore at the end of this and says, dude, you just didn't pan out. Like,
not worth
you're
it
a good
another
football
year,
player, but we got more talent here, and you're just not gelling, and you can succeed somewhere else. I'm not going to be mad at it.
You hit the nail on the head, though. Like, whatever Andy decides to do, I'm completely content with, because all my trust is in Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He's
the guy's a badass
dude.
Coach. He knows what he's doing. He knows who he wants on this team. And Des makes a good point here. He says that he thought 7 wide receivers was a problem last year. And I agree, but we've talked about this before, too. I'm okay with 7 receivers if they don't do the whole hockey rotation. Like, let the guys get in there and do their thing. If you're going to have a 5th, 6th, 7th receiver on the team, they just don't get very many snaps. I mean, the top 4 guys are going to be the ones that get all the snaps. End of story. That's how it should be. But definitely don't want them rotating out, because I agree with you, Des. I don't think they got any kind of rhythm. And I think that's what set Skyy Moore backwards. I think that's what hurt Justin Ross making any progress, is because they couldn't even get comfortable in a game that was constantly getting rotated out, playing in different positions. They'd be in the slot sometimes, they'd be on the outside. Now they're out of the game for 2 drives. They couldn't get in a rhythm, dude. And I'm right there with you. I agree.
Right. Iceberg brings up something. He says, by stats, Justin Watson should not be on that team, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, like, I think it's tough, because I think what he's done is Justin Watson has made himself available, and he's made himself like a guy that shows up and work hard, and he's earned trust of Mahomes and Andy to do the right thing and to run the right proper routes. And yeah, he did have some drops in some key situations last year, but he also had some big catches. When Pat had to go deep at the beginning of the second half in the third quarter, and he had to pick up a big first down versus the Vikings, he threw it out to Justin Watson. Justin Watson made a play. Justin Watson toe tapped on the sideline in one of the weeks right after that and kept a big drive going. So he does do the right thing. And with his size and speed, the dude can jump out of the building, and he's got super good speed for his size. I think he could be the MVS and do those kinds of routes if you need him, if they desperately need that.
He don't have that
think
speed,
he fits that.
though.
He's pretty fast, dude. He may be faster than – how fast was MVS?
MVS is fast, bro. He ran like a 4.3, I think.
Well, I mean, Justin Watson runs a 4.42. That's not slow.
Yeah, but I don't know. And well, Justin Watson, maybe. I don't know why in my head I thought you were talking about Justin Ross. But
Justin Ross he's like molasses out there.
Right. But either way, like I said, any combo I think is good. Justin Watson, he don't have the stats, to be honest. I pointed that out last live stream. Like, his stats combined from the last 2 seasons makes a pretty mediocre season.
Yeah.
But it's not that stats are all that matters, because like you said, Mahomes trusts him. He made some good plays for us. He did. But so I think he has got a good opportunity to make this squad. I think they like him. Obviously.
Right. Hey, Andrew brings up a good point or a good question here. He says, who could we stick on the practice squad that won't get stolen from this wide receiver group?
There's not
Steve,
many.
Look, I think Justin Watson would not be here very long. Kadarius Toney would not be here very long.
Mecole Hardman would be a great one.
Mecole Hardman, I think, has a chance because Mecole Hardman is kind of in a situation where he can choose to be like, hey, I would rather be on the practice squad and get called up at any point than go somewhere else if they're not going to.
That's the thing about it.
If they pull you out the practice squad, they have to put you on the 53 instantly.
The entire league is kind of out on Mecole right now. They all think he's a snitch. They heard about how terrible he was in New York.
Well, is that true though? None of that really happened. He's getting a bad rap for that, right?
So do you really think that they just made that up though? Like not the whole cheating thing where he
I was going to say the cheating thing totally made it up.
But no, that was not the damning thing to me. What I thought was pretty a bad look for Mecole Hardman was when Sauce Gardner came out and said when he got to New York, he was a Super Bowl champion. He felt entitled. He thought everybody was going to kiss his ass, and he didn't even work to make the team. And he got beat out by UDFAs. No, it's not.
He did get beat out by the UDFAs, though, for real.
Right. And he said that he just felt entitled and he didn't even work for it. But I think that kind of thing will resonate out. Like people hear that and then doesn't it make sense, though? Why didn't Mecole Hardman make that team? That wide receiver core sucked, too.
I mean, he made it. He just didn't produce. And I think if Aaron Rodgers would have stayed healthy, he may have done more.
They didn't even give him a chance, dude.
Right, but without Rodgers, Zach Wilson's not going to do nothing with Mecole
Hardman. I really do think Mecole Hardman.
Patrick Mahomes can barely do something with Mecole Hardman. But I mean, Rodgers could have possibly used him in some way.
That's my point. We've seen what Mecole Hardman can do. He's done nothing but regress since his second year in the league. He's nothing special. I think he could go to the practice squad and be there if we needed him.
I honestly think Mecole Hardman, but Nico, I think Nico could possibly stay on the practice squad. I don't know if he gets poached that instantly.
I don't know. I agree. I don't think it would be like an instant
because
thing.
Outside of the Chiefs Kingdom, if you say the name Nico Remigio to anybody, do they even know what you're talking about?
But the average fan don't. But I guarantee you, those
front offices are going to
know.
But is he good enough to put on a roster if you have to immediately add him to the top 4 to 5? Like, how many teams feasibly is I keep wanting to call him Mecole Hardman. Is Nico Remigio a wide receiver 4?
I don't know, but I do know this.
I'm just not for sure. I'm not saying he's not.
I think he's definitely on people's radar just from his work ethic, what he's been able to do in camp. And I think they saw him last year in preseason, and everyone knows that he literally could have made the team last year. Do you think Nico would get
picked up faster or Kadarius Toney?
No, well, here's something, Kadarius Toney. But the thing, Kadarius Toney can't go to the practice squad, or he's gone. I mean, if you decide to put Kadarius Toney,
that's odd to think about, but it really is. He's too much potential.
That's insane. He's on his contract year, right? And his potential is way too high. Somebody's going to snag him up. Dallas would jump on it in a heartbeat.
I think that's why Skyy Moore would get it too. Not saying Skyy Moore's the greatest receiver, but with 2 years on a rookie contract.
And a ceiling that high,
they're
going to jump on it. Especially when people like us can watch the tape and be like, well, Skyy Moore could be a much more effective receiver in a different type of offense. If somebody would pepper that kid in the slot, just let him do like screen passes, stuff like that, let him create.
Dude,
Skyy
I
Moore
honestly think Dallas
do some damage.
I think the Dallas Cowboys should set up a trade package for Skyy Moore right now.
And I think he would do well. They're the perfect team for Kadarius Toney as well.
Yeah, either one. I think that would work well. They would complement CeeDee Lamb pretty nice. I think that Dak Prescott will pepper a guy in the slot, such as a Kadarius Toney or a Skyy Moore. And I think if the Chiefs could get somehow like a 5th round pick out of either one of them, I don't know if you could get a 5th round pick right now for either. Maybe more for Skyy because Sky's got a few more years on the rookie deal, right?
He don't have as bad of a work ethic and think. I'm not saying that Toney does, but that's the
would you take it right now?
Perspective
if
that people have
right now, Skyy Moore for a 5th round pick. Would you take it?
I think you consider it.
I think I'd go ahead and take it.
I think you consider it.
People think we're Skyy Moore homers.
It depends.
But at the end of the day, if you're going to give me a 5th round pick, I'm probably going to jump on it.
You have to look at it from like Andy Reid's perspective. Like, what does he know? What does he have planned for him going forward? What
right.
That he would be the one to make that call, like if he's worth a 5th round pick or not, or whatever. But he asked who could go to the practice squad and not get stolen. And I think the only 2 answers for me is possibly Mecole Hardman and Nico Remigio. If Justin Ross goes to the practice squad, he's gone. The Bengals would pick him up
I
in
think, would be the one
0.5
to snatch him.
seconds.
You're right.
And they would let T. Higgins walk because he wants way too damn much money. And he would go in there and probably be effective in that offense because it's a spray and pray offense.
He's
Joe
got
Burrow's
a good
just gonna throw
shot.
the ball up.
You know who else would consider picking him up, in my opinion? I think there's two
Buffalo?
teams. I think Buffalo would look. Well, that makes three. I think Buffalo would look. I honestly think the Raiders would look at him. I think the Raiders would look at him, and I honestly think the Chargers would look at him. The Chargers there's been low-key people thinking the Chargers might be trying to make a deal for Ayuk. I don't see that.
Trying to stack it up, man. They're trying to get them receivers going. I mean, they drafted Quentin Johnston last year, and then they went out and got Ladd McConkey this year. They still got Josh Palmer. They're trying to build it up, man. They let Keenan walk, Mike Williams walk, so they got some work to do there. But Pop in the freaking house in style with 5 gifted memberships.
Let's go.
Let's get one of those memberships. Make sure to tell Pops thanks in the chat because he's doing the Lord's work right now.
Pop didn't want to come have barbecue with us. I don't know what
I told him, I was like, just don't go to work. Just come, to camp with us or whatever. And I tell you, Pops, I'm not lying to you. I already texted this to you. That pork sandwich at LC's, that's your jam right there.
Yeah, I think that would be one you'd like, Pop.
Yeah, it was good. It was real good.
For sure. Appreciate you, Pops. Pops the legend. Legends in the chat. KY says, doesn't Mecole have enough time in to be considered a free agent and have to agree to an offer from another team to be signed from our practice squad? I mean, he's accrued more than 4 to 5 seasons, but I don't know how they're doing that because technically you had Deion Bush start the season out last year on the practice squad, I believe, and he's played forever. Mecole might. I mean, straight up, what you're saying is he don't have to leave, and you're right. He can choose to stay on the practice squad. Like he can choose.
I think
to stay
honestly,
there.
after his failed experiment in New York, he might do just that.
He might do that, and so it might be a very good. And look, they're only paying him like $1.2 million right now. That's nothing for the Chiefs. That's nothing. If he would stay on the practice squad for $1.2 million, more power to him because technically you would have him on the back burner in case something happened with the Rashee Rice case. If there's an injury, I mean, come on, Kadarius Toney. If he makes the roster, there's an injury coming. Like
Absolutely.
Give it 2 weeks.
Absolutely. I'm going to take us down a little bit right now, but Lego is a valued member here at ACU, and he's a mod, and it looks like he's obviously going through something right here. So just shout out to Lego. Prayers and thoughts are with you, my man. Sorry to hear about that. And we're all here. You can vent in the chat. You can talk to whoever. We see it all the time. Good crew of people here. But just wanted to throw that out there.
Yep. Appreciate you, Lego. That sucks. It really does. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hard to talk football when you have stuff like that going on. You realize at the end of the day how stupid arguing over football
I think that's
is.
why everybody loves. I think
seriously.
that's why people love football. It's because it's something that can take your mind off of
Right,
the
for
BS
sure.
that happens in life and the crap you have to deal with. You can kind of like check out and just focus on a game. You know what I'm saying? But I think that goes hand in hand.
Yeah. There's another one in the chat that I lost, but you can bring this one up.
Iceberg says, just real quick while we were talking about it, he said he would reluctantly take it. That's kind of where I would be. I think I might go ahead and take it, but I would be worried that this kid might show out for someone else.
Well, that's kind of like my
a little Joe
thing.
Horn situation.
It's not, to me, it's not so much that I want to just fight and pound the table for Skyy Moore. But me and Steve had this conversation today, and it is because I just feel like everybody is so quick to give up on people. This dude is 3 years into a 4-year contract. Okay. Let him at least play the contract out. See what you got. If he stinks, go on. But I think 3 years is not a lot to ask for. He come from a small college. He gets bad rap too. He can't catch anything. The dude's had 2 drops in 2 years. That's just a bad, like if you want to critique him on something that's true, but don't say he drops the ball too much. Like that's just not true. Don't say he can't get open. The dude averages 2.6 yards versus man-to-man.
Yeah, there's other reasons he's not working out, but those aren't
there's other reasons.
Those
like
aren't
there may be a chemistry problem with Mahomes a little bit. He's got short arms. Okay. There's things you can definitely like crush him on, but when you crush him on stuff that's obviously just not real, that somebody's said and it's just fake, it's weird to me and I won't do it. But if you had to put up a 5th round pick, I would probably consider it. I'm just going to be honest. I would probably consider it.
Yeah. I think you have to. Like it's a viable option right there with a guy that hasn't produced the way that he should have so far. Whether it's his fault or not, it just hasn't worked out. So as much as we can kind of be like, hey, what you're saying is not true about Skyy Moore, I can also relate to you when you say, man, I'm real disappointed that Skyy Moore hasn't done anything
it's
yet.
been disappointing, man.
Yeah,
It really
100%.
has. Because
So-
I think when he got drafted, I think we all seen what he did in college. And yeah, I don't think he was worth a second round pick. And I talked to Jason Dunn about that. I was like, I think second round pick was a little too high for Skyy. I honestly valued Skyy Moore as like a third round, maybe an early fourth. And he said that if Brett Veach seen him as a second round pick, then he's a second round pick. And he's saying it because Brett Veach has a good track record of drafting. But honestly, I still believe he was overdrafted, and I believe the Chiefs fans wanted George Pickens, and when they traded down and they lost George Pickens and they took Skyy Moore, they expected Skyy Moore to come out and at least do what George Pickens did. And they're two different
totally
receivers.
different type of ball player. Well, that goes right along
Right.
with this one right here. Andrew says, I don't remember one impressive catch from Skyy Moore in 3 years. He's not essential, which makes me feel inclined to leave him out. And the thing about that is Skyy Moore isn't really the guy that's going to make these immaculate catches or impressive catches. He's not going to wow you with this. But Skyy Moore is a guy that you want the ball in his hands because he can make people miss. He's super quick. He's fast. He can create. He can get that yak. That's what Skyy Moore can do. We've seen it in college. We've seen it in small doses with KC. Mike, we talked about this on the drive up to KC today. If you go back and watch the first game of the season last year against the Detroit Lions, Andy Reid was trying to pepper Skyy a little bit in the screen game, and it was effective. That was one of Skyy Moore's best games as a Chief.
Yeah.
Then they did it in week 2, and it was also effective. And then all of a sudden, they just went away from it and then go back to it.
Yeah, 100%. They were even trying to give him they were giving him jet sweeps. They were getting the ball in his hand early and often. He was the first read
He
from
can
Mahomes.
create. He's not, like I say, he's not going
Right.
to go out there and make crazy catches, but Skyy Moore can get you yards if you put the ball in his hands. Like that, I think that's the disconnect. Like we see him on the outside a lot out there running routes, trying to. It's just not his forte. It's just really not. And I know Andy don't care. Andy wants everybody to be versatile. But I mean, I think you have to take a step back and look at it from a coach's perspective. If you have a guy that was one of the best receivers in college football, had the most yardage, had the most missed tackles forced, all kinds of the most yak, and he's not translating, I think you have to take a look in the mirror if you're the coaching staff, because it can't all be on that kid, right? Like there has to be a multitude of things causing him to not turn
Right.
out.
Well, another thing is, I know Andrew probably mistyped that, but he's not played 3 years. He's only played 2. I know everybody's picked on him so long, it feels like he's been here for an eternity.
We just got to see this third year, man.
But
That's
look,
all.
here's the thing. Julia says, I would give Skyy Moore more patience if we didn't trade up for him and he isn't, taking a roster spot. But you guys remember, we didn't trade up for Skyy Moore. We traded back.
Yeah, we did.
We traded back. We gained
That's
picks.
why everybody got pissed, because we traded back.
Right.
We could have took George Pickens, but we traded back. Then
Look,
he got drafted.
We
by
traded
the Steelers.
back to Skyy Moore. And
Yeah.
we traded back. We picked up an extra pick, and we took Skyy Moore, who I believe that's who Brett Veach wanted in the first place.
Right.
I don't think George Pickens was ever an option for Brett Veach. We wanted him, as in Steve really wanted him.
Yeah,
A lot of Chiefs Kingdom wanted him. But I don't think he was an option for the Chiefs. And that gets cast onto Skyy Moore. Like people consider, even Julia, not just calling you out, Julia, but a lot of people think in their head, they remember us trading up for Skyy Moore. We traded back.
I've been right there with you, Julia. I've thought that a couple times.
Steve's mixed that up, but we traded back we picked up a pick and we picked up Skyy Moore. So essentially with Skyy, we basically got him for a late second. But we picked up, I want to say, a 4th or a 5th round pick for him.
Well,
so basically, that kind of makes him a third round.
We got Darian Kennard from that, I think.
Yeah, which, by the way, we thought he'd turn out better too. And then this dude's gone. So
I feel like he could have been a valuable position
It's
to take over
weird,
one of these guard spots we can't pay for.
I think we're just too used to Brett Veach and everybody just hitting on every single pick, that when one person misses, like the average team drafts and they get one player per draft that's worth the crap. Brett Veach is known, if he don't hit
He'll
every
get
single
4
pick,
or 5. Yeah,
every single pick that he just don't hit is a piece of trash. And it's like, I don't know if Skyy Moore stinks. Now the situation in Kansas City may just not be right for him. Like we
Right.
said, maybe you could go to Dallas and be good.
I
Just the way he's being used doesn't work.
There's something else we've mentioned before, real quick, and I want to get off Skyy Moore and go to something else.
I'm so tired of talking about Skyy
Me
Moore.
too.
But you have to do it because he's in this wide receiver.
He's on the bubble, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the guys you got to talk about, but I'm just sick of it. But we were talking about this before. His skill set, if Skyy Moore would have been on a Tom Brady Patriots team, kind of run the same kind of routes as Edelman and some of those cats that were just doing little slants, timed patterns, and literally just getting peppered with 20 targets a game. Like, that's the kind of player I think he could be. Is something like that. But I just don't know if that fits in here at Kansas City, and that's the problem.
Here's another one.
That's
Okay,
the
look,
problem.
so we've talked about Skyy Moore. We're kind of done with it.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
let's talk about this real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, 5 bomb from Anonymous Mango.
Let's go.
Remigio is making this team. So yeah, I wanted to use that as a segue. Let's take the eye off Skyy Moore. Let's move to another bubble player.
Yeah.
Remigio. Mike, tell me why. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Okay?
Do it.
Why should we allow Nico Remigio to make this squad over guys that have already proven to be effective, like Watson or Mecole Hardman, even in his first 3 years? Why are we putting him ahead? And he's a UDFA that didn't even practice or play last year because he had an injury.
Right. So the short answer is maybe you shouldn't. Okay. But the answer people want to hear is that he's a little bit of an unknown. He's a good kid. He's a spark plug. He's shown that he's been consistent throughout not last year's camp, but after the injury, he stayed around. He learned the playbook, and he come back this year and he picked up right where he left off plus some. Then you got to look at who he's going up against. To be honest, he looks just as shifty and just as capable of getting open as Skyy. Okay, he looks like he's going to still be more healthy than Kadarius Toney. Leave twitch out of it, the twitch and the skill and all that. I mean, he's still, besides that major injury, he's not missing every other day with a stumped toe. So you've got that going for you. Okay, with Justin Watson just don't move the needle. He's Mr. Reliable, but maybe Nico could do that. I think Nico could possibly feasibly be a wide receiver 7 in this offense, and I think he is a guy that with more reps, he could get better. He could be a guy that Patrick could rely on. So I totally get it. We liked him coming out of Cal. We liked him coming out of Fresno. The kid could flat out play. His RAS score stunk, but we said, who cares? This dude's got tons of special teams talent, and he showed it. He showed it at Fresno, and he showed it at Cal. He showed it when he was in high school back in California. I forget the high school team he played for, but I know it was out Southern Cal. The kid was good. He was good, and I think he's got a desire to want to be on this team, and I think that the Chiefs would not go wrong if they find a way to get him on the roster.
Right. Even Pop says if they go 7, that Nico's number 7. I'd be interested to, like, people that are Team Nico or even Justin Ross, like, who do you think are who's getting left out and how, why?
Can I ask you
know what I'm
this?
saying?
Here's your logic. Nico offers you more special teams play than, let's say Nico and Justin Ross is fighting for 7. Nico offers you more special teams play. But now let's say Mecole Hardman is battling.
Them two fighting for 7 because it's going to have to be a multitude of guys.
But you've got Hardman too, and Hardman has the special teams prowess. So he don't have that over Hardman. What does he not have over Justin Ross? He don't have the big physicality of a red zone threat if you want to use Justin Ross properly, like we've seen in camp. So there's flaws and there's pros and cons to every bit of it. And at the end of the day, this is why I do not really care about it, because at the end of the day, Andy's going to take what he feels like he is going to implement. And I could say, man, I really wish he'd have took Nico over Justin Ross. But by the end of the year, if you wanted Justin Ross to make him a red zone threat and you'll actually use it, more power to you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But it's like you said, it's what Andy decides to go with. Has Andy let us down yet as a Chiefs coach? I mean, honestly, you can pick out some little things here and there, but this team's been on an upward trend ever since he got here.
To me, the biggest thing that Andy done negatively as a head coach here, and I think everybody knows what I'm getting ready to say, the second half versus the Colts in the playoffs. That was one of the most annoying things I've ever watched Andy do, by not just sitting on the ball a little bit and running the clock just a tad bit. Other than that, okay, Andy's been pretty spot on, and I trust Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the one who turned this franchise around, and the fact that he picked up Mahomes and he done everything right to get Mahomes playing well. Dude, Andy is the man, and I'm not going to question him. If I can meet Big Red tomorrow, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I have to I'm not going to make a threat to get on the field and go meet Big Red, but if you see somebody running across the field to give Big Red a bump it, Big Red. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be like, there goes that idiot from All Chiefed Up out there trying to bump it with Big Red.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, tomorrow, Mike, when you're at camp, I'm not exactly sure what kind of practice they're going to have going on tomorrow. I haven't really
Should be a
looked into it.
full-on camp, man, because they've already just knocked out their 10-10-10, so it should be a full-on hit.
What is it that you want to look at? Obviously, we've been talking about receivers tonight, and that's cool because that's something that's important. It's something everybody wants to know about, and that was our weakest spot last year. So I get it. But aren't you also going to be looking at, say, cornerbacks? Because we have kind of a debacle going on there where we have an overload of young talent.
Boy, our corners, in my opinion, the corners aren't a good spot. Jalen Watson. We got so many Watsons on this team. It's crazy. I think we signed my dear Watson, Sherlock's cousin over here.
Sherlock Holmes.
But here's the thing. Jalen he just now got to take off the yellow jersey. I don't think he's fully healthy. But, dude, he was out there making some plays today. So he's already coming back. Like you mentioned, you've got 3-4 guys. Kelvin Joseph has been a pleasant surprise pickup for us.
Yeah.
Josh Williams is going to look good. Jalen Watson is going to look good as a cornerback too. And then you've also got Najee. And I know Najee's now dealt with a little bit of a hammy issue. He's dealt with, this and that. It's been kind of weird camp for Najee. And then last year he dealt with the whole knee injury. Najee's got to get through. He's got to get through these injuries. Like, Najee cannot become the Kadarius Toney of the defense, okay?
Right.
Because there's really a very slim margin here because what do they take? Because of this new special team rules, you may take five corners, which is what they took last year, because they opted to take 6 linebackers. If you do that again this year, who is your top 5? Because you're literally sitting with McDuffie, Watson, Josh Williams, Kelvin Joseph has looked good. That's your 4. Najee, you want to put him on the team, but is he going to be your 5th over guys like Echo Boydo, guys like Kamal Hadden, who was your 5th or 6th round pick? I don't remember which one it was. 6th, I believe. And then you've got so many guys that can step in here and play, right? And it's like you can't just give it to Najee. Like, if the dude's going to stay injured all the time, like, you don't want that. So it's tough, dude. I think they're going to end up taking 6 corners this year. I really do.
Well, I like Najee Johnson, and I think that he's very, technically sound. He's, he's got the fundamentals down.
Yeah. He does.
I love him as a player. I love his versatility as a player. Obviously, he was a safety, went down to corner. He's great in special teams. We all know that. And, of course, just his personality. He's a fan favorite. I mean, he's made his rounds on, Chiefs YouTube channels and stuff like that. People have seen him at a personal level, and they like him. But I'm with you, Mike. Like, if it's going to be an issue, it's going to be an issue. And we've got a lot of talent to look at. So
Right. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. I think that's one thing I'm going to want to watch tomorrow. I want to watch that. I kind of want to see what our D-line's looking like. Felix has really surprised me this camp. I think he's actually looking like he's starting to turn the corner into a serviceable pick and a serviceable defensive end rotational player. He's not shown me that he is a massive first-round talent, but I think he's on track to do so. And so Felix is one I want to watch. But Macca says, just joining the podcast, have we done Where in the World is K. Wayne? We have not. K. Wayne's not appeared today, so if we play, nobody knows who wins. So we have not played Where in the World is K. Wayne. If he does make an appearance, we'll play it.
I mean, even though Mike's been cheating for 5 in a row now.
Mike hasn't been cheating. Mike actually discovered that K. Wayne has been sneaking picks to Steve. He's been giving him lyrics to songs. Okay. He sends him a lyric to a song, and the song was Chicago, and K. Wayne was in Chicago. So who's trying to tip who, and who keeps winning?
Well, he's lucky that I'm not very good at reading messages. Oh, hey. K. Wayne's there.
K. Wayne is here. He's here, baby.
And look, I'm not great at reading messages, and I didn't happen to know. Well, I did know after it was pointed out, but it didn't click that was a Chicago song. So, could it technically be cheating if it didn't even?
Did I know? Did I figure it out?
I think you did. I think that you've got a tracker on K. When you got an Apple tag on his truck, something's going on.
Hey man, I don't know.
But he's here.
We can play it then.
He's here. Should we play it? Everybody want to play it?
Let's play it really quick. Key it up. Let's go.
All right. Let me find it because it's not as fun if we don't have the intro,
Let's do it.
You've put so many boner videos on here. I don't even know if I can find it.
So many.
Yeah. Mike has literally loaded up this thing with boner videos.
Boy.
I can't find it. You just want to sing it?
I ain't singing it, bro. I'll put it up. This guy don't know where anything's at.
It's gone.
I got it. Where in the world is K-Wayne?
Hey, Wayne.
You're losing, bro. So you get to go first. I don't remember the last time we played K-Wayne, but he was in Chicago. That was like what, 5 days ago, maybe. So let's go.
I'm going to say K. Wayne's close to home. I think K. Wayne's close to home. I'm going to go. Man, let's just go in Missouri. We'll be in Missouri. How about that? Let's say Branson. I don't know. Sounds good. He's on vacation.
K. Wayne might just be home. I don't know where he lives. Can I just say K. Wayne's house? I do know he turned down a trip to be here tomorrow. He's going to be here tomorrow. So is he home yet? Is he coming home? I don't know. I'll say K. Wayne's not in Missouri just yet. I'll say he's in Illinois, in the southern part somewhere. I'll say Carbondale, Illinois.
Well, where in the boner are you, K. Wayne? Where are you at? Let us know. Let's see if Mike cheated again. Carbondale, Illinois is kind of a weird one to throw out there. So I feel like if he's there, you're cheating.
Carbondale is kind of like at the southernmost point of Illinois. So if you're coming into KC from the east, maybe you pass it.
I don't know. Let's see where he's at. He's pausing for dramatic effect, I think. John Clifford called me Barney Fife.
Come on, baby. Dude, I see Cleveland. Man. I see Indy. He said Hayes, Kansas.
Oh, did I win one?
You're probably right there. I'll look it up. I'll see who's winning this one.
I think I am going. I think that's me, right? I mean, Illinois is on the other side of Missouri.
I mean, you're probably going to win, but at the same time, we know that K. Wayne's not really traveling right now. So,
so
you kind of got to give me there.
So that's why. Well, either way, it's 5-2. You lost. Deal with it. I'm going to make a comeback. I'm going to make a good comeback. It's going to be a great comeback.
Actually, you're not that close to me, Steve. K. Wayne is 4 hours and 32 minutes away right now. He's 297 miles from Kansas City. So I'm going to check Carbondale, and when I win this, you're going to have to take all this back.
It's not going to win. It's impossible.
Carbondale.
It's literally impossible.
333. You got me by 30 miles. Okay, so you won. If I would have just picked St. Louis, I'd have had the win there. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? It's 6-2. I'm back. You're back. Somebody's back.
I'm back, baby. I just got to win 3 more in a row to tie this thing up.
He said he went to Denver. He went to Denver. Denver is one of those places I kind of want to go to.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of want to go over
Hipsters.
I want to irritate those people, you know.
Like, you can't breathe.
I want to just wear around my
team
gear. I want to talk crap about John Elway.
I mean, who wants to
That's what I want to do, man.
Ain't nobody wants to go.
Cheever said, I almost said Hayes, Kansas.
That'd have been wild if you would have called that.
Cheever, if you would have really said Hayes, Kansas, dude, I would have cracked up. That'd have been one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, if you guys can, hit that like button for us real quick. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers before the end of the season, or the Super Bowl, I should say. That's what our goal is. I think we're going to get there, Mike. ACU crew always helps us out, so pretty confident in that. Also, you can join, become part of the ACU crew here on YouTube. It's $4.99 a month. And we have members only live streams once a month. And you can win stuff. Like, literally, we're getting ready to give away a signed Rashee Rice jersey on the next members only live stream. Last month, Marvelous Mike won a signed Dante Hall jersey. So, I mean, $5, you get a little bit of extras, and you can maybe win something on the members only live stream. So go do that.
Right. Samuel Lofton in the house. He says, I tuned in late. Where you guys at? We're in Kansas City right now. We're in Blue Springs.
Well, yeah, close enough.
So, yeah, we're just right outside. We're knocking on the door. We were inside. We were inside of your beautiful city today, having a little LC's barbecue. We tried out the LC's. It was pretty good. Love the baked beans. Those baked beans, I cannot get enough of how good those were. I would almost go get a side of baked beans just to eat on the ride home, and then maybe have Steve roll the windows down in the car.
You gonna Dutch oven me with the baked bean farts?
That's what you get for cheating with K. Wayne today.
I didn't. I even talked to K. Wayne. He hasn't tipped me off and nothing, dude. I was smarter than you today, and that's all there is to it.
That's cool. I'll let you buy dinner tonight. How about it? We need to decide where we're having dinner tonight, by the way. It's almost dinner time. Should we let the people decide? Guys, where should we go have dinner? Steve, are we doing barbecue again?
Absolutely. Why not? And if we
barbecue again, who gives a crap? And somebody let us know where to go.
If you guys can't give us a consensus on where we need to go have dinner, then I'm just going to go to Whataburger up the road and get a burger.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Whataburger.
But yeah, let us know. Where should we go? Where should we go? The only bad thing is it's late. It's a Monday. Monday, half the places are closed on Monday.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. You may end up at like something like Jack Stack. It might have to be
Gates
something like
or
that.
Something. Yeah.
It's already 7:20 up here too. So
Mike, we got a 2-bomb from our boy Enrique. What's up, Enrique? I guess you made it back home in Europe, correct? Are you gone now? You have to let us know in the chat.
Portugal, right?
Was that where it was? Yeah.
Down in Portugal, a little Portuguese.
Look, Ray says Whataburger, baby. He said just go ahead and do it. Get that triple. With
Stoic says go to Minsky's. Dude, we love Minsky's.
We are fans.
I would
of Minsky's.
definitely get up and go get some Minsky's in a little bit. That would definitely be a winner for me.
What's BDS barbecue or BD's barbecue? What is that?
What's BD's? Wait, I can guess.
Kyle, real quick before you sign off. Where's he at? I'll be Knees in the Breeze, 5 a.m. tomorrow, going to the K tomorrow night. Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. Appreciate those tickets, by the way, my man. We will see you there.
Right.
We're going to make time for it. We had some meetings. We got some rearranged, and I think we made just enough time to go check out Bobby Witt Jr. in the flesh.
Dude, by the way, we're thinking about doing something today. Somebody brought up a business proposition for us, made us do a call today. It was a Tom Brady company trying to get some Chiefs stuff. And they're talking to us like, hey, that's kind of weird that Tom Brady's company would come calling. Odd.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, we're gonna explore it. We're gonna explore
whether we're gonna do it or not. For sure.
I don't know enough about them yet, but we're gonna research it when we have a minute tonight, maybe over dinner. We'll research it and see what decision we come up with that. But I mean, it's nothing crazy, and it's just they seem to be pretty cool in the meeting today, and they were pretty like flexible, and they liked what we do, and they know that Chiefs Kingdom is far and wide, and I don't know, man. I kind of liked the quick conversation.
They were very positive that you guys would love the product that they wanted us to kind of push. And to be honest, it wasn't like anything where you have to go pay a bunch of money. It's not a product.
It's just an app.
Right. It was an app basically. Yeah. So I don't think you guys would have a problem downloading an app or something to check out, but we're going to see what it is before we push it out. Because if you're like me, I don't like downloading random apps on my phone, Steve.
Right. I mean, of course, we're not going to push something out that we don't really back. So, I mean, we're going to check it out tonight. We'll see how it goes. Everybody's saying hibachi. I don't know.
Dude, I had hibachi literally like a few days ago right there in Radcliffe. I love it. That's where we're from, like right up from Fort Knox.
Yeah. I basically live in Fort Knox. So, I got all the gold in the backyard, baby. It's funny because I'm poor, but all that gold's just right there. It's just like they're taunting me with it, you know?
Right.
Man. Also, if you're going to be at camp tomorrow, we will be there. I did mention that earlier, but if you're going to be there tomorrow, keep an eye out. If you see us, don't be afraid to come say hi. We like meeting everybody and having a good time, so that should be fun. Hopefully it won't be hot as balls. Rico, yes, that is Autograph, the app. What do you know about it? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, let us know. I don't know anything about it, so we're about to find out.
Yeah. Melissa, what you got going on? Melissa, we were talking about you again today with the King City thing, and we want to definitely make that happen in the future if we can. Because we were kind of bummed out. We were kind of excited to do that. And it's just the logistics of the whole thing wasn't going to make sense. But we definitely want to do that sometime. So we'll hit you up.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, well, hey, man, I want to give another shout out, though. Shout out BetUS. They've done a great job partnering with us. They're going to be with us all season, and that's awesome. Like when we got the opportunity to partner with BetUS, we jumped on it. So look, I appreciate BetUS for everything they do. And by the way, again, I just want to throw this out there. They got Patrick Mahomes right now plus 500 to win the MVP. And guess what? He's going to do it. He's going scorched earth. So get down in the description, check the pinned comment, and go over there to BetUS hit that link. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you. Because, by the way, 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Not the first one, but the first 3. They got the fastest payouts in the industry, and they're 24/7 personalized service, 365 days a year. So, I mean, you can't go wrong here. It's a no-brainer. Get down there and do that. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you. And just thank BetUS. Because they're partnering with everybody. They're trying to bring everybody the best football content they can give you. And they're backing the channel. They're helping the channel grow. And we appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. If you guys have any questions you want to throw in the comments, talk some football real quick before we head out and go be fat kids eating food.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and get those questions in.
We got about 5. We got about 10. Somewhere in that range. Let's do it. Let's talk a little football.
Let's do it, man. We've talked about the receivers. We talked about the cornerbacks. I guess the only other one that's really like super intriguing.
That's a good deal.
Melissa.
Maybe next year, maybe we'll be able to.
She just keeps sweetening the pot. She just keeps sweetening the pot.
She's like, I'll cook you some dinner. What are you going to cook? No,
oh, but I was going to say, what's the next biggest one? I mean, we know the left tackle battle is interesting, but like right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Kingsley there. I'd be surprised if it's not him.
Yep.
Thanks for the gas, Larry. Appreciate it, my man.
Appreciate you, brother.
But what about running back? This is the one that we've discussed at length, and I still think it's no different. Like, it's kind of up in the air. We know we had Dave Tobe talking about Louis Rees-Zammit and what he thinks where he's at right now. We talked about that in our video that we put out today. And once again, shameless self-promotion. If you haven't watched that video that we put out today, I spent all night editing that bad boy, so you guys can have it. I haven't slept.
This dude didn't even sleep.
So go watch it, please. That would be fantastic. I would appreciate that very, very much. But we talked about what Dave Tobe thinks where Louis Rees-Zammit stands right now. And we talk about it in a little more length, but in short, he's a special teamer. He's got a lot of work to do at the running back position. He's got a lot to learn. And right now, he is just a special teams asset. Do you think that's going to be enough for him to be put on the 53-man roster, Mike? When you got guys like Carson Steele trying to get a spot, you've got Deneric Prince kind of stepping up a little bit this year from what he did last year. What do you think?
It's tough, dude. I think it's tough for him to do it because here's the thing. I don't know if the Chiefs are even going to take 4 running backs. I don't know if they're going to take a fullback. So do you have 5 players there you can take? Does that put him on? He's not going top 3. Like, Zammit is not going to beat Deneric Prince on this roster. He's not going to beat Clyde. He's definitely not beating Pacheco. So if you only take 3, and he's been known to only take 3 before. I think he may have only taken 3 last year. So I just don't know if there's a spot for him. Special teams is not enough to win it unless you are elite special teams.
Right.
And we've already talked about the way this is going. It's very possible people can take one look at this new kickoff rule and boot it out the back of the end zone. So that makes them obsolete. And then how do you contribute that much? So I wouldn't be surprised for them to just throw him on the practice squad. If you took 4, I still think it's between him and I think it's Carson Steele. The team loves Carson Steele. Andy loves what Carson Steele's been able to do. The dude has a freaking pet alligator or crocodile or whatever the heck it is. But it's freaking crazy and it's scary. And I don't want to be the one to tell this guy he's not going to be on the team because he'll feed me to the freaking crocodile. And I'm not having
and he looks like he could pick you up and rip you in half.
He will destroy it. He will smoke a pack of Marlboro Reds, flirt with my mom, and feed me to a crocodile if I tell him to get off the team. And I will not do it. And Crocky J can make the team as a running back because guess what? He's not just a fullback. The dude can actually be a running back.
Right, but being able to take that fullback spot, that's a plus too if Andy decides to go back with it. So a lot of things going right for Crocky J so far. Gary Holland, shout out, one of our mods here. Super consistent, super awesome guy. He says, Mike and Steve, will the Chiefs get Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith under contract this year? I think that they're definitely going to be kicking the tires on these contracts.
Yeah.
To try to get them done before the season's over because like we mentioned, they got Butker taken care of, but they still have the 2 that you mentioned, plus Nick Bolton, and that's not it. There's more. Tooney's coming up to where they're going to have an out after this year. There's a lot of different things that they're going to have to look at. I think that they'll definitely, if not both, one of these guys I think will get taken care of before the season's over.
Yeah, I think they're going to take care of Creed first. I think I would be very surprised to see Trey sign a contract before Creed because I believe if you had to do them, you got to do it in a pecking order, right? Just in case something falls through.
Say a pecker order?
Not a pecker. but a pecking order. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
I shall call you Boner Thorith. The mighty Boner Thorith.
Gotta love it.
Look, there's a pecking order. And if you was to offer Trey Smith money and get him locked up and then something happens, you can't get Creed, you would feel stupid. So how do they feel like they need him? And I honestly think Creed's probably a little more valuable than Trey Smith to the team. And I could be wrong. That's just my feeling on it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Gary, I think they'll definitely try to get as much as they can get done before the offseason as possible. So I would not be surprised to see something like that go down. Mike, we got a 2-bomb from TGZ. What's up, my man? He says, remember to wear sweatpants for a KC barbecue dinner.
Hang on.
Absolutely. I'm not going to wear real pants. I got some basketball shorts on right now. I might just keep those on for dinner. I don't know.
Let's go to the
Why not?
Bougie, fanciest restaurant in town. Walk up in there with sweatpants.
Let's go to what is that? Chop House, like the steak place?
Yeah, like what's that called?
I don't remember.
Chop House 360.
701, maybe.
It's got a number.
Some kind of a number.
Is Mahomes and Kelsey's restaurant open yet?
Oh yeah, let's go there wearing sweatpants.
I don't think it's open yet, though, is it?
I don't know.
What's it even called? 1587 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Appreciate the 2 TGZ. You're the man. Appreciate all you guys that have donated tonight. Just want to shout out Pops for 5 gifted memberships, and then Anonymous Mango, Enrique, TGZ, and Cobra Kai Ty. Thanks for supporting the channel. Monetarily, you guys are amazing. It's awesome that you guys do that. It helps us grow, and that's the goal here. I would like to get to where we get to do this a lot more often and put a lot more time into the content. And we're making good progress, man. And I can't thank you guys that are here right now watching enough, because you guys are in our chat consistently and always watching and hitting that like button and everything else. You guys have done so much for us since we started, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I know a lot of you guys are on other platforms. So if you guys are on Instagram, we're trying to grow that. Go find us at All Chiefed Up. If you guys are on Facebook, look, everybody's on Facebook, especially if you're over the age of 40. It's mandatory. You got to have a Facebook. So look, if you're over 40,
you had to shut down your MySpace and get a Facebook when it came out.
You have to get over there. You got to follow us. Go find us. All Chiefed Up, Chiefs News. It'll be over there. We're posting clips. We're posting all the news. We do it on everything. Of course, X. We're just trying to grow other platforms. We think it'd be beneficial to kind of just include everybody. And so far, we've found a lot of good people coming in from Facebook. It is growing slowly but surely. It's being here, Steve. Today, we have 7 freaking interactions, and that's insane. I don't think we've even got close to that before.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at Facebook, just killing it. One of these days, we'll hit double digits. We'll have a party over it.
No, man. Well, TGZ with another 2-bomb, Mike.
Let's go.
Let me click it real quick. He says, "Who has impressed you the most this camp?" I like that. It's funny, TGZ, that you mentioned that, because I like the question, and I'm not going to downplay it at all. But like me personally, I don't get too worked up about camp.
You don't get too horned up, right?
I don't. I try to have fun with it, and it's like football's finally back, so I'm super excited about that. And I do pay attention to it, and I like to see how the players are doing. But it's just like really hard for me to judge someone's progress in a camp setting. Like to me, maybe it's just how I am, how my brain works. I want to at least see a preseason game. I want to see what they can do against other competition with all the pads on, with a lot of guys with a lot of chips on the table, because there's so many guys that are trying to make squads in the preseason. They're playing their ass off out there. So get out there and show me what you can get done there, and then I'll kind of get horned up. But if I had to answer the question, though, Mike, I'd probably
answer it.
I'll go with
I'll give you an offense and a defense, actually.
Well, look at Mike being all extra horny. Let's see. I want to go. Geez, this is tough.
I thought you were going to say Jesus. I was like, what?
I'll tell you one that it's kind of impressed me, and I can't say just give me a minute to think, but I will say that I like how Carson Wentz has fell into the QB2 position very well.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I do like that. I'm impressed by that. I think that's a huge step up from Blaine Gabbert. I think if something goes on with Mahomes, whether it's God forbid an injury or maybe he's sick one day like he was against the Broncos last year, I don't feel nearly as bad about Carson Wentz coming in and taking over the reins as I did Blaine Gabbert. And he's looked like he's picking up on the offense pretty well, and he's out there throwing some piss missiles. So you got to love it.
Dude, okay, look, I'm with you. I think Carson Wentz is a good one. I think he offers that stability, and he actually offers a little bit more than just coming in and riding the ship or being calm. Like, he actually still offers some big play potential. I like that. I think Pacheco has looked good in camp so far. He's looked lighter. He's looked more crispy. He's looked more
Crispy.
If that's a thing.
It's probably the St. Joe's son, bro.
Honestly, I think Deneric Prince has looked pretty good this year too. Like, he has looked like he stepped up a little bit. The guy on offense that I want to say though is two receivers. I've been kind of pleased with the way Xavier Worthy has looked so far. It really looks like Andy has a plan for Xavier Worthy, and they are stretching the ball down the field. Like, Patrick is forcing it down the field, and they're trying to bring the deep ball back. And I think a big part of that is because of Xavier Worthy. So I'm pleased with what I'm seeing there. But the guy that has looked the best on offense for me has been Rashee Rice. He looks like he has gotten better. He looks more crisp in his routes. He looks like he's setting up his routes better. His hands have been pretty good, except for the other day. I think it was 2 days ago. The dude couldn't catch a cold out there, but he ended up catching 2 or 3 touchdowns when it mattered in red zone work. So Rashee Rice, to me, could have a big, big season this year if the slap nut don't get suspended for doing something stupid off the field. Let's hope that don't happen. And then for me on the defense, 2 guys. I've named them earlier. Felix has looked a lot better this season, and I'm excited to see if he can take that into the preseason, which, by the way, we play the Jaguars on Saturday. That's freaking mind-blowing that football's back. And then the number 2 guy that I think's kind of impressed me, Steve, Kelvin Joseph. The kid come out of nowhere. Nobody even mentioned him all offseason. And we said, hey, they signed Kelvin Joseph. Let's all pay attention. This dude was a former second-rounder. We watched him at Kentucky for 2 or 3 years. The dude can flat out play, and he's looked good. He's impressed coaches. They've had him dropping down in the nickel, in the slot, guarding the slot. They've got him playing the boundary. The kid can flat out play, and he's looked good, and I think Spags is starting to trust him a little bit. Right now, Kevin Joseph, to me, is off the bubble, and he's on the team. I think he's CB 4 or 5 at the worst.
Yeah, man. I agree. I agree with that assessment.
I'm sorry, I got a little horned up.
Yeah,
I was
you
going
did.
at it. That reminded me back to my the draft days when I was getting, just wild.
You were so bricked up. I thought you might pass out from lack of blood to the brain.
I'm passionate about the Chiefs. If you haven't noticed,
man. I'm just going to answer some quick hitters real quick. Shane Boring, he says, "What do you think the Chiefs' record will be this season?" I think about 13 wins, 14 wins, maybe. I think it's going to be a good year for the team. We're going to get that 1 seed, baby.
You should put that $5 down on an undefeated season at BetUS, by the way, just in case. And look, I told somebody the other day, it's not because you think it's going to happen. It's because if it does happen by the slightest chance, you look like the smartest MF on the planet. That's why you do it. Otherwise, who cares about $5 freaking? Okay.
Right. So
just
what you're going to do,
that way you got a good story.
Is you're going to go to the description. You're going to click the link. You're going to sign up. They're going to give you 125% of your first deposit. And then you're going to put your money on the Chiefs going undefeated and Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP, baby. And it's a win-win. You're not going to lose there. You're not going to lose with that. Real quick, Kay Wayne says, should I bring the rig to Blue Chew with the crew? Go ahead, baby. Let's do it.
Bring the rig. Can we all ride in the rig?
Can I drive it? I'm just kidding.
I would be, dude, the way I've been driving, if you don't notice, the last thing I drove that wasn't a car, I crashed, broke a rib. So I don't know if I want to mess up the rig there, Steve.
Yeah, good grief. He also says at number 4, do you think that gives Pat room to improve? I think there's a little bit of room to improve, man. And I think that he's going to go scorched earth and show everybody that he can be better than he has been. That's the scary part.
I think it's surprising that in a league where everybody plays football and you've played football your entire life, they all collectively shown us that they don't even know ball. Like, they don't know ball. If Patrick Mahomes is not number 1, they don't know ball. I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't fallen asleep yet, Sam, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I bet after I eat, dude, it's going to be over for me.
Sam, today. I sent you something out in the mail, by the way. Let me know when you get it. It shouldn't take too long.
Yeah. You do that, and then I'm going to play this cool purge sound.
Let's go.
Kay Wayne. 20 bomb, and he says, go get the prime cut at Minsky's on me.
Let's do it. I mean, I'm down with Minsky's. I love Minsky's.
Appreciate the 20K, Wayne. We'll have to check it out. And if we don't eat it tonight, I vow to you, we will have the prime cut for Minsky's before we're out of here.
Oh, for sure. It will happen. The prime cut for Minsky's
That's
will
what that
happen.
20's for, baby.
Is the prime cut, is that like an all meat pizza? That sounds like it'd be like an all meat lovers pizza or something. Is that not what it sounds like to you,
Mike,
Steve?
you sound like an all meat lovers pizza.
That was freaking uncalled for, bro.
That's right,
What?
baby. Nice and slow. Oh, yeah. He has an erection.
Correct.
Iceberg said, "Can we get a babysitter?"
Wait. I don't get it.
I think we need babysitters, bro, because we're stupid.
Yeah,
I
mean,
get it. I know where he's coming. I know where
we
he's
act
coming
like we're
from
like.
right
I
now.
mean, we literally cut that comment off to play a Beavis and Butthead boner commercial for 4
well,
minutes.
you know, it
Gotta
is
do
what
you
it
gotta
is.
do. Let's go.
Mike, we got another one here. We got Sam Lofton with the freaking 50 bomb. Sam,
There you go.
appreciate you,
Sam.
brother.
Look at that.
He says dinner on me. We appreciate
You
that.
guys are
Sam.
freaking amazing,
Yeah.
dude.
You and K Wayne, you guys are awesome. You're gonna make us even fatter than we already are, but we appreciate that. you very
Appreciate it
much.
for real.
Absolutely. And of course, we normally do like a top donor. So we haven't been keeping up with that today for obvious reasons.
But
Everything's a little out of
I'll send out
sorts.
stuff to just about anybody here. Or by the way, if you come to Chew with the Crew tomorrow, we'll hook you up with some stuff for sure.
Well, you know what, Mike? We did a little thing earlier and somebody won something. And we haven't even told him yet. And he's here.
we haven't told him he's here, and I mean he's a legend in the chat, and his name finally got called for a big prize, and I couldn't be more happy to let him know, Steve.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy. So I think we'll just wait and let him know, maybe in person.
Yeah, I think maybe somebody won something, and I think they're supposed to be coming with you with the crew. So too bad Slapnut A forgot to pack it and bring it with me.
Yeah.
But I will eventually ship it out to you. But yeah, I think at Chew with the Crew we'll announce who won the was it the which jersey was it? Was it T Rich?
Yeah, the Patreon members.
Yeah,
we
Patreon
we
one.
always, we do a drawing for one Patreon member a month to win a signed jersey, and somebody won one. And yeah, y'all might know, and he probably knows already, but we're not going to say it just yet because I got to announce it on Patreon. So we'll do that as soon as possible. But yeah, man, so that's cool. Signed T Rich jersey, and we're going to give a different kind of signed piece of memorabilia away monthly over at patreon.com. You can be a member over there for just $1 freaking dollar.
$1.
So it's just $1 a month. Just go sign up and you'll have a chance to win something every month. Then you'll get extra bonus content. Finally got the upload situation resolved with Patreon. I have 2 videos on us today that I can edit and throw on Patreon. We have a couple ready to go. So all this content's getting ready to pour on there. So keep an eye out for that as well. Shout out Dan. Appreciate the gas, my man.
Appreciate you, Dan.
Another
Dan from
Facebooker,
Facebook,
baby.
too. Let's
go.
go.
Look at you, Mike.
Facebook showing
You're
out today.
turning into a damn
We're
Zuckerberg
one.
over here.
We're 1 like, 1 love, 1 reaction away from having double digits on Facebook, which, by the way, is a freaking party. Steve, you don't even get to sleep tonight. We're staying up all night partying. You're going to stay for 48
You're dead
straight
wrong about
hours.
that. I already been up for 48 hours, bro. I ain't going another day. I'm too old for that.
Let's go.
It's not happening. It is not happening. Richie, appreciate you, my man. Wish you could have made it. That would have been cool.
By the
But
way,
we-
if you guys
we'll
are going to
have
be
some
at camp
fun.
tomorrow, come say hey.
Yeah, I already told him twice, bro.
Yeah, do it. Somebody asked. They were like, hey, can we come say hey to you if we see you at camp? Of course. Like, we're not, like, you're not going to offend me.
Yeah, just to clarify, the Choose the Crew is Wednesday night, the 7th, correct? From 7 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, tomorrow is
At-
just camp
yeah.
for us, and then we got meetings all day.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to hit up a Royals game tomorrow night. Like, I think we've made it work, so I think we're gonna do a Royals game.
Yeah, shout out Kyle, HD Chiefs
Right.
fan, freaking legend, bro. Like we mentioned trying to see Bobby Witt, like we hadn't been to a Royals game since he's been on the team, and like he just instantly like, let me call my boys up. I got some tickets for you. Here
Right,
we
he
go.
hooked it up.
Like, dude, that's freaking awesome. So shout out
By
to
the
Kyle
way,
for that.
Kyle also donated some tickets for a preseason game. that we can give away to one of you guys. So we're going to give that away too. Probably either
He did it
Patreon
last
or
year as well.
Right. So he's got a preseason game that he's hooked up. Kyle does a lot for the channel. HD Chiefs fan, I think is the full name. Dude's awesome. So if you guys see him on here, thank him because he's got some tickets we're going to give away, and it's going to be awesome.
Right. We got TGZ up to something here, Mike, with a gifted membership. Shout out TGZ. If you get that, make sure to thank him in the chat. And then he said, you know what? Let's do one more. Another gifted membership. You're a freaking legend, TGZ. Thanks for your support, my man. If you guys get those, thank him in the chat. And we're just trying to grow the crew. I like having members, having the crew giving away stuff. The more members we get, the more stuff we can give away.
Oh yeah.
So
we got some good stuff on the back burners, man.
Yeah.
A Felix Anudike Uzama signed jersey coming. Okay. We got a Jawan Taylor signed pylon, an NFL freaking end zone pylon signed by Jawan Taylor. That's going to be sick.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff.
We got some replica tickets signed by Josh Williams and Chamari Connor and Nick Allegretti, Super Bowl champions, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a lot of good stuff coming.
Kind of sad Allegretti's gone, man.
Baby.
I'm sad Allegretti's gone.
I know. I think you know who sealed the deal for Allegretti, Steve? It was that dang Hunter Norzad pick.
Oh, Hunter Norzad.
Honestly, Mike Caliendo, he's played his balls off in this camp, and he's done it for the past few years. I like Mike Caliendo.
Solid player. Great depth to have. Shout out Miller's Rustic Sawmill on Facebook and telling people, hey, follow, support, do all that good stuff. That's Melissa's place, right? Or that's where we're going to be at eventually. We're going to eventually be there. And
we're going to get up there next year for sure. We've got enough time now. We've got a full year. We'll make it work.
Yeah, TGZ said he was pitching in for some dessert, baby. Let's go. Man, that makes me kind of want to go to Jack Stack because they have that carrot cake. I love carrot cake, and it's good.
Well, I mean, it's almost 8 o'clock up here in KC, so I don't really know what's open or if anything stays open.
Well, we're gonna go find out, guys. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. Like I said, thanks for everybody that donated or gifted out memberships. You guys are freaking legends. If you don't care, hit that like button for us on the way out if you have not. Also, we dropped a video earlier today. If you guys could do me a huge favor, like we said twice already, I haven't slept in 2 days now because I
doesn't remember saying this.
I was up doing this video, so go watch it. Hit the like button. Go do that now, or if you have some free time later tonight, make sure to do that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys being here. And if you're going to be at camp tomorrow, come say hi to us. I'll probably still be sleeping, but it's cool. Come say hi, and then chew with the crew. Don't forget it, Wednesday night.
We're going to be back tomorrow night with a live. It's Tuesday night. No,
Yeah,
we're not.
I mean,
we're going to be at the Royals game.
Yeah.
Sorry, we make a live a little early if we can fit it in, but just letting you know.
We got a lot on our plate, but we're going to try to get as much content as we can.
I lied to everybody, and I'm sorry. I forgot about the Royals game.
You did too.
Man, that's my bad. I'm a slap nut.
Yes, you are, and that's how we're going to end it today. See you guys. Mike Slapnut.
There goes a sight from my soul.